In the world of Bengali author Hemendra Kumar Roy, the supernatural often hides in plain sight. The story follows two rational friends, the narrator and his companion, Ruplal, as they explore ancient ruins far from the city. They spend a long afternoon navigating the Khandagiri and Udayagiri hills, documented here in their vast rocky layout. Their local guide warns them to leave before sunset. A man-eating tiger has moved into these caves, claiming 5 lives in the last month. A sudden storm cuts their trip short. The sky turns black in minutes, forcing the men to run through the rocks toward the nearest shelter. Even with a predator nearby, the men feel secure. They are armed with a rifle and the confidence of modern travelers who don't believe in local legends. They reach a remote dock bungalow as the rain begins to hammer the roof, sealing themselves inside the isolated building. The caretaker tells them that the tiger isn't the only thing hunting in the rain. He speaks of the petni, a vengeful spirit from local folklore said to haunt these specific woods. Ruplal dismisses the warning with a loud laugh. He jokes that if a ghost were to appear, he'd happily marry her, provided she was beautiful enough. A moment later, a frantic pounding rattles the heavy wooden door. A woman's voice screams from the other side, begging for help, claiming the tiger is right behind her. The men are left with a choice: leave a stranger to the elements, or open their only defense to whatever is waiting in the dark. While the caretaker cowers, Ruplal moves to the door and throws back the heavy iron bolts. A violent gust of wind rushes in, immediately extinguishing the oil lamp and plunging the room into darkness. When they relight the room, they find a young woman standing there, drenched and shivering. She looks to be no more than 18 or 19 years old. She explains that she was hiding in a nearby cave to escape the storm, but fled toward the bungalow when she heard the tiger's roar right outside her hiding spot. Ruplal offers her his silk shawl and some food, but she refuses to eat. She simply remarks that one night without a meal won't kill anyone. They lock the heavy door again. With the storm kept at bay, a new silence settles over the small room. Ruplal pulls the narrator aside. He notes that it is highly unusual for a woman to be traveling through this remote wilderness without any family or guardians. He also notices she isn't wearing any jewelry or the traditional vermilion expected of a woman from the local villages. Most disturbing are her eyes. In the low light, they reflect a sharp, unblinking intensity, more common in a feline predator than a human. The narrator eventually falls into an uneasy sleep with the rifle at his side, only to wake up hours later with a sudden, freezing sense of dread. He opens his eyes to find a massive Bengal tiger sitting perfectly still in a corner of the room, watching him from the shadows. He reflexively grabs the gun and fires. The tiger is thrown backward by the force of the shot, disappearing into the darkness of the next room. The gunshot rings out, and the narrator's modern skepticism is instantly replaced by a scramble for the truth in the dark. Following the blast, a woman's scream echoes through the bungalow. A door slams, and the sound of running feet fades into the rain. Ruplal and the narrator rush into the adjacent room, expecting to find the aftermath of a violent animal attack. The room is empty. The back door hangs open, swinging back and forth in the wind. A thick, continuous trail of fresh blood leads directly across the dusty wooden floor and out into the raging storm. There is no sign of the tiger or the girl, leaving the men standing in a room with no physical explanation for what they just saw. They follow the trail outside into the mud, looking for the heavy, splayed paw prints of a wounded tiger. This diagram shows the ground outside the door. Despite the blood loss, there are no animal tracks in the mud. Instead, a single pair of bleeding human footprints leads away from the bungalow and disappears into the forest. The evidence suggests the tiger in the shadows and the girl at the door were the same entity. This is the core of the shapeshifter legend, a creature that uses human vulnerability to get past locked doors and armed guards. Hemendra Kumar Roy ends the story with a single word: K. It translates to who, reminding us that the most dangerous threats are the ones we invite inside ourselves.